Hello everybody, welcome to the PIIverse. My name's Perry, and this video is going to be relatively quick because I'm going to be announcing something that's coming up. I'm announcing that I'm having a new members only channel launch. I'm assuming in the next day or two. I'm just waiting for one more I to dot or a T to cross with regards to setting up the logistics for this. This has been a while coming. I've been thinking about, well, because when you do your YouTube channel, for those people that are YouTube creators, you already know this, but those that have never done YouTube creation, YouTube is always trying to, hey, what can you do more to help your members, your subscribers, those people that have really enjoyed your content and are following your content, but they're asking for more, or they may not be asking for more, but you want to give them more so that they actually see that there's even more value to be a channel member. And the one thing they do sooner or later, once your channel is mature enough, they turn around and say, hey, Perry, you've got a lot of subscribers here, and maybe you should now be starting to think about offering a members only perks or members section for those of your subscribers that want to be more than just watch your occasional videos. They actually want to be more engaged with you because they really are becoming quite loyal to your channel and they want to have more. And so they offered me to consider doing that about a month ago. But I'm just, I'm a one-man operation here. So just running a YouTube channel is a lot of work for anybody who hasn't done one. It's a lot of work. Every video takes a lot of time, keeping up with the comments and, posts and trying to keep things fresh for you guys. But I thought, okay, not only that, what can I offer you that I'm already not offering you? I'm giving you the videos. I'm showing you with full transparency what my portfolio looks like at times. I'm giving you all the advice transparently on my YouTube videos. But then I started coming out with ideas of what could I do? Well, there are a few elements that are available, and I want to actually say, okay, so what can I do and how would I structure giving this to you guys? And so what I came up with after several weeks of working this out and figuring out the logistics of how I would do this and what would be the pricing. Again, YouTube actually helps you, give you that pricing options, of which I actually pulled it down much more than they said I should be charging. But anyways, so I did come up with an idea. I've been working for the last week and a half on building this new launch. So let's get to it. And I want to show you what I've got laid out here. So this is going to be the new Perry's PIIverse Members Perks. It's going to have two levels of perks. The first one is going to be called the PIIverse Patron level. So those are the people that just want some more information. For example, things would be like having loyalty badges. So whenever you are posting comments on videos, your subscriber ID will have a little special icon or a little icon you can pick, I believe. Again, I'm new at this, so by the way, I'm speaking this as a person that's just learning memberships myself. So please forgive me if I don't know all the details. I'm still a work in process, but loyalty badges is basically something that sits beside you as a subscriber to PIIverse, and you could pick, I think, about 5 or 6 different little icons that you can pick as badges. In the future, I'm looking at ideas of actually creating custom PIIverse badges. Right now, they're just the YouTube standard badges, but I will be looking at making special badges for the patrons and then also special badges for the Pillars members, which is my other level. So you get badges. You also get these live stream emojis. I'm not a big user of them, but there are definitely people that love using emojis in their comments. I believe this only works in the live stream. So when I do have live streams, I don't have them that often, but if I when I do have them, if you are a PIIverse patron, you'll be able to use this extended YouTube batch of live stream emojis. Another thing I'm going to do for those that are on the patron level is priority replies to comments. I currently spend a lot of time, and I think you guys know, those people that have been watching all my videos and the comments, I tend to reply almost every several hours to catch up to those people that are commenting, and I get like 70-80 comments sometimes in each video. I know as my membership list and as my subscriber list gets larger, it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to respond to everybody. So this is the elevation, or the migration towards scaling up. I will likely be only focusing on replying to comments as a priority that are patron or pillar members. So if you're a patron member and I see your badges up there, I will look through and scan through all the comments and say, oh, this is a patron member. I'm going to respond to that person. If they don't have any membership at all, I will potentially get back to them, but it may be a day or two before I actually answer those people that are not patron members as a minimum. By the way, I'm going to say patron or pillar. So the one thing I'm going to say, and it's actually listed in the pillar members get everything the patron member gets. So when I say you get this as a patron member, if you are a pillar member, you will get them too. So it's for both levels. So yes, so patron and pillar members will get priority replies to my comments. If you're not a member, you may get a response. I may, after this gets so busy or maybe too big, I may not be able to answer or reply to all the comments. I may just handpick the ones that I think are very, very important and very valuable as a response to the video that I just did. That would be likely what I do. So we'll see how it goes. But I do anticipate talking to some of the larger channel members that have like tens of thousands of subscribers, that it eventually gets too hard to keep up with them, honestly. So that's likely, this will be the solution, is to basically respond as a priority to the patron and pillar members. The other perk you're going to get is early access to videos. Currently, I release my videos right away to the entire public because I don't have a members only section. When I launch this, and I'm hoping to launch it, and I said in the next day or two, we'll see how this goes. But once I launch it, anyone that is a patron or pillar member will get early access to my videos. I don't know if it's going to be like a few hours earlier, or it may even be as much as a day earlier, but I'm thinking at least a few hours earlier for patron members and pillar members. There are some benefits in actually a video sitting even in what's called an unlisted or private mode. It helps the YouTube algorithm sort of figure out what the video is, so it knows how to share it. So there is two benefits of delaying a full release, and one of those benefits is obviously that my patron and pillar members get early access to it. But the other thing is it gives my YouTube algorithm more time to figure out what the video is all about, so it knows how to better target when it starts recommending it out to the grand public. So that's going to be another thing. The other one is going to be members only polls. If I do any polls, I don't do that many, but when I do do polls, I will be only doing polls generally to members only. I think I'm going to not do any polls to the general public. It'll likely be to members only. Okay. And then the most important one, and I think the value that all the other ones, people are like, I'm not paying $2.99 for that. But the one that I think might have a lot of interest as the #1 perk as a patron member is you will have access to a shared summary view of my live access to my PIIverse portfolio on my Snowball analytics. So that is part of the logistics I'm still working out over the next day or two. Is I'm working with Snowball on understanding logistics on sharing and stuff like that. But basically, you will get access to a shared live view of my Snowball analytics. And I can actually show you what this will look like. I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm going to switch over to it. And this is what you will get as a patron member. It's not my entire Snowball screen. So I could do that, but it releases too much information right now. I will see if I might change my mind on it. But right now it does what's called a summary view. And so let me show you what that might look like. Okay, so if you're a patron member, I'm going to give the patron member, all patron members in the posts, you will be given instructions on what the link is on how to get to it. And this special link, it's a shareable link. Anyone that has the link can go to this thing. So you'll get a page that looks like this. So it shows, it actually shows my title, what it is. Unfortunately, there's no way of doing it where it could be registered members only. So you're sharing the link. I do ask that the members, because you're paying money for this exclusive right, I would ask that people don't share the link. And because at the end of the day, the link is shareable. And if somebody starts handing it out, it's just going to get all over the place. If I do see, again, I'm really nervous about this part because I don't know how many people will just honor my request to say, don't share it, use it for personal use. If it gets out too much, if somebody is sharing it on Reddit or some of the social media sites, then I'm going to turn around and say, you know what, maybe I'm going to have to take this perk away from everybody, because it really, it's something that then basically you as members don't get that benefit of something exclusive. So we'll see. I've been talking to a few people and they've said that members generally do honor this and they don't share it because they do like the fact that they have access to something that nobody else has. So again, I don't think this will be a problem, but I'm going to keep monitoring it. Okay, so what you're going to get, this is the first screen. You'll get this thing here, says, would you like to have a copy? Would you like to have the same portfolio? Snowball Analytics will actually let you copy the portfolio. So again, I personally don't recommend this in any way. People should basically learn what other people's portfolios looks like and their strategy and how they're allocating their assets and how they trade and stuff. But at the end of the day, everyone should really create their own portfolio. But Snowball Analytics has the ability of cloning the portfolio. Here, you can actually see, would you like to clone this? The reason they're doing this is because they want you to sign up. So I'm working on how this is going to work. But if you click here, you can register. You could register for free. And then if you want to go to their subscription levels, which there's 3 tiers of subscription levels, you can sign up. I've got a link over here that's going to basically say, hey, if you are looking at signing up, you will be able to enter this code and you'll get 10% off. Of course, the reason is because I'm moving over. Snowball Analytics and I are working together now in the sense that they want me to become an affiliate. And so as an affiliate, anyone that uses my link, my members will get a 10% discount. And then basically I get sort of a portion of the revenue stream from that, but you get a 10% discount. It's almost like refer a friend, but I have no problem. This would be my first sponsorship I've ever done. And I have no problem sponsoring this because, first of all, it's not talking about ETFs themselves. This is sort of black and white. I use Snowball Analytics all the time. I love the service. So I have no problem being a sponsor of Snowball Analytics because I passionately use it myself. And therefore, that's why I've decided that, if they like what content I'm putting out, that they want me to be an affiliate, I have no problem with it. So this is going to be an affiliate. And again, you can sign up. And then if you do sign up and want to go to the levels where you have to pay a subscription, you can use my code and get 10% off. Anyway, so this is what it is. You will see all my metrics that are summarized. So you will see what my current profit is, what my daily one is, what my IRR is, what my current passive income level is. So anything that's detailed in the sense, for example, you won't see actual cash numbers. You're not going to see that I'm at 1.45 million or whatever. You will see everything in the form of percentages and ratios and stuff like that. So for example, you'll see all of my holdings here. And the nice thing is, as a patron member or a pillar member, you will be able to see this on a daily basis. Every time I do a trade, every time I'm buying more or selling or whatever, this is my actual live portfolio. You will see these changes as they go. So you can see Amazon. It shows what my current dividends is. It shows you what my cost per share is. It tells you what profits I've gotten from it, what my IRR, and how much of it I hold in my portfolio. So for those people that really want to follow my PIIverse portfolio, you get to see this live as a patron. And it will, every time I make a change, you will see it. All right. You can see all of my holdings all the way down. They've got other things here I don't use all of these asset classes because they still need some work. The reason is because they're cover call ETFs. A lot of the actual holdings in it gets a little bit confusing for them. They're getting better at it, but it doesn't do a good job in the sense it says it still calls them funds and others and stocks. So, I think region is pretty cool. It does show you where there's North America versus other, but it doesn't actually say if it's Canada here. I think I have, oh yeah, I do have country right here. So here it is. It shows how much is Canada versus the United States versus other. Well, this doesn't make sense because I know almost all my assets are Canada or United States. So it's still categorization. It isn't really good at. So we'll leave it at that. It does a not bad job on the sector. You can click this. Again, this is you as the patron using this. This is not me as the owner of the Snowball. This is you as the patron. You could click on sector and say, oh, okay, so he's got a lot in financials. Others funds, this is when they say they don't really understand what it fits into. Like I would say the S&P index likely fits in here because it's just so wide variety. So that's the kind of things you're going to see here. The other thing you'll see here, you'll see common, but the next thing you'll see is growth. For those people that want to keep tracking what my growth is, it gives you my portfolio growth. You can basically now see it compared to the S&P. That one's available. I'm still learning what other things you can do. You can actually likely select another. Nope, I can't do it here. So I'm learning something new here. Of course, I now destroyed it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it won't let me change it from the S&P. It lets you pick the S&P or not. So this is the S&P. And this is my portfolio performance, and I can compare it. So if I add the compare, it says compare me to the S&P. I don't think anyone wants to compare it to anything else, but this is my S&P. This shows you what my profit and loss margins were for all of the months. For the last 12 months, you can say for 2025, you can say, pick these, or you can say all. So this shows you all. So you have this availability as a patron. This also shows you, as of when you come in here live, what the holding performance is for every one of my ETFs and stocks. My stock is in here too. You can see Athabasca is right here. That's not an ETF, that's an actual stock. But it gives you the ROI for every one of my holdings live. So anyone says, hey, Perry, how's your HHIC doing? Oh, I'm at 11% right now. Or, my Athabasca or my CYNE. So it gets a... So this is a nice thing to have. You get to see actual performance metrics on every holding in my portfolio. And then the last one is you can also click metrics. This one, the only ones I find very interesting here, these are a little bit harder because this is only based on my stocks and I only have 3 stocks. These are the 3 here that you really are going to want to know is how's the critical stability metrics and volatility metrics of my portfolio. It's saying right now that my portfolio is at 0.235. The market is always set to 1. So this shows that my portfolio is actually very, very non-volatile. It's very stable. This one tells you what my Sharpe ratio is. I don't use the Sharpe ratio. It is better than the S&P, than SPY. So, but I don't use that one because it's not as good as Sortino. Sortino ratio, I'm at 14.8. This one bounces up and down depending on how much added volatility on ETFs I have, but I'm still beating the S&P by handily. It's at 2.14 and I'm at 14. Okay, so that is what you get as a patron or pillar member for your money. You get access to my Snowball portfolio live. All right, so let's go back. Now, if you're in the kind, and this is what I knew this value was going to be huge for some of my followers and subscribers, especially my Blossom followers have been saying this a lot. Please share your spreadsheet. Please share your spreadsheet. Please share your spreadsheet. So now I'm offering that as a perk for the PIIverse Pillar members. So these are the pillars of community of the channel. For $8.99 a month, I'm going to be giving you a lot of extra benefits. So one of the benefits is going to be access to my PIIverse Google Drive. I've created a special drive. It's restricted so that I can share it to my PIIverse Pillar members. Only Pillar members will get this. And when I as many people have watched my videos, I often create my own large complex spreadsheets. You saw the last one, which is my Hui, the head-to-head between Hui Hood, Coney Coin, and HYLD versus VSP. Well, that spreadsheet, what I'm going to do from now on is I've actually cleaned it up and made it a lot more, let's say, shareable for those people who use it. So whenever I create a new spreadsheet, I will be cleaning it up, getting it ready so that I could put it into my PIIverse members drive share. And if you are a Pillar member, you will be getting a share to that drive, and you can view these spreadsheets, or you can actually even download them and do your own thing to it. And I would think most people that are going to be looking at these are Excel or Google Sheet nerds, and they will likely say, just give me what you have and I'll take it from here. So what I did, and I'm going to show you that now, if you are a Pillar member, you're going to have access to my Google Drive, and let me show you what that looks like. You will be getting access to this. It'll look like this. You'll see it in your Google Drive. The way it'll work is I'll have a shared link similar to the way with Snowball Analytics. You can click that shared link. Again, I'll be asking members to, especially now, you're getting really exclusive access. I'll be asking the trust in you guys to not share the link for these spreadsheets, so that you can actually start enjoying this exclusive right. And so what you can do is, I've got two of them in here right now. The first one that I'm going to put in here is the one that everyone's been asking me from several weeks ago, is like, hey, Perry, you've got this thing called that portfolio creator rebalancer. If I have, say, $40,000 and I want to come up with a portfolio based on these 25 or 30 ETFs and based on these target weights, what would it look like? And so I got lots of people saying, please share that. So I did. So the one thing you can do here, you could already see this over in the corner. If you just click on it, it actually shows you a summary of it. If you double click on it, it will actually open up and you will actually see the spreadsheet right here. And you can see the spreadsheet here. You will get a warning, and I'm going to be putting a warning on every one of my spreadsheets, because at the end of the day, this is my spreadsheet. It's a reference. It's a template only. I take no responsibility for anybody that downloads these spreadsheets. It's your risk. Use these at your own risk. Most of you guys are going to be spreadsheet nerds. You're going to say, yeah, I understand that. I understand. I'm going to take a copy of it. You could do whatever you want with your version of it, modify it, change it. You're going to have to do that with a spreadsheet like this one, because, for example, all of these numbers here, the first thing you're going to have to do when you do it, this is the entry here which says, well, how much do you want me to rebalance? So if I turned around and said, well, I want it to be 20,000. Well, you can't change anything here because it's view only. So you're going to have to download it. Once you download it, it will be in either Google Sheets or it'll be in its native Excel version. Then you could turn around and actually enter this number and say, hey, I only want to see what a rebalance or a creation of a portfolio at $100,000 is, or 10,000. So you can now enter that. The other thing you're going to have to enter for this spreadsheet is these target weights. So you can see here, these are my arbitrary target weights that I set up for my daughter's FIRE portfolios. This is not for anybody else. These are arbitrary numbers. I don't recommend anybody follow these. If you guys want to be a very, hang on a second. If you want to basically be a more conservative investor, you can do that. So those are the kind of things you'll have available to you. The other thing is, none of these prices are updated automatically. In my spreadsheets, they are, because I do have a source for them. If you're going to be using them, if you're an Excel nerd, you can go and turn this into automatic and use stock quotes inside Excel. You're going to have to add your own ETFs. Let's say you decide you want to use EXT or VSP, you can add them, but you're going to have to add all the metrics. You're going to have to add all the other stuff like the latest distribution. So this data here will be out of date as well. So for you to make this spreadsheet work, you're going to take ownership of these the prices, the names of the ETFs, and their distributions. That'll be your responsibility. But I'm giving you this spreadsheet as a reference for you to use any way you want to use. I will be constantly maybe making updates to it. So I will be deleting this spreadsheet and creating a new spreadsheet. 2 reasons, because if there is people sharing the link, this will break that share, and it'll have to, that shared link that gets out there will break. So any patron or any PIIverse members are going to be able to come back and get a new version of it. But if it was shared outside of that exclusive membership, those will break. The other thing is I can come up with new ideas. I'm a spreadsheet nerd myself. So I might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to add things to it and stuff. The other thing I'm going to do, any spreadsheet that I tend to share, I'm going to try wherever possible to add comments and notes. So in here, if you download this as a Pillar member, not only do you get the spreadsheet, but I explain what every column is to help those people use it and say, oh, that's what he's doing here. So I even provide comments for you. Okay, so that's this one. The other one is the one that you guys were talking about. This has been a very talk of the town on my latest 2 videos on comparing how income portfolios always beat growth portfolios during consumption. Several people said, can I get a copy of that spreadsheet? Or they're saying, hey, can you run your spreadsheet on Misty versus MSTR or whatever? Well, you know what? I can't do it because it takes a lot of work, but I'm giving you guys that spreadsheet too. So this one here, it's going to look like this. And you'll get another big warning notice here telling you again, this is your responsibility. Use at your own risk. I take no responsibility for these spreadsheets that are downloaded. When you download it, you can delete that warning sign. You can go and change it all you want. If you want to change and add more columns, again, I anticipate people that are going to be downloading this are spreadsheet nerds, but they'll have enough knowledge here that they'll say, okay, I know what he's up to. This is the entry area here. This is where if I want to base an investment of 100,000 or $1 million, I could do it here. There's other areas here. No, I don't want Hood to use a $26. I want to go and try it if it has an annual growth of, say, $50. So you'll be able to make all those changes yourself because you'll have your own version of the spreadsheet. And then again, every spreadsheet, my plan will be to maybe once every month is to delete the spreadsheets, create a new version, even if it doesn't have any changes, or if it does, I will be doing updates to it here. Okay. So that is exciting. You do see that a lot of people are going to say, well, Perry, where's your main portfolio spreadsheet? I will not be putting that on right now. In the future, again, in order to keep the value of this Pillar membership high, I will be creating new spreadsheets that'll be part of my videos. And if I get them, I will put them in here as a Google Drive for people to download. I have some other ideas on other spreadsheets I want to be showing in videos, so you'll see them here. But the main portfolio video, unless I actually do a major overhaul and create a summarized version of it, right now, I don't have anticipation of actually releasing that one. But who knows? I might do it. We'll see. Okay, so that was a big one here. Sorry, you get access to your Google Drive. A Pillar member will also have direct email access to me. So I don't give out my email access to anybody because everyone says, how can I contact you directly? I don't give that out, but here's a way you can now do it. If you're a Pillar member, you'll be able to send emails to me. Again, for the purposes of answering direct questions. This will not be used for one-on-one planning and consulting. I don't have any plans right now of doing one-on-one consulting. I know several people said, I'll pay you to do it. Just, I want you to be my mentor. Well, you know what? I'm honored that and humbled that you want me to do that. It's just a ton of work. I'm also not an experienced licensed consultant, so I sort of feel uncomfortable doing it anyways. I'm hoping I'm giving you guys enough information that you guys can do that on your own. But if anybody has like a direct question, the Pillar members will be able to send me emails, say, Perry, what do you think about this? So I'm sort of anticipating if it takes me less than a half hour to answer or 30 or 15 minutes to answer, those are the kind of questions I will respond to directly one-on-one. but I will not be using it for please mentor me and stuff, those kind of things. So that'll be a big one for you. Pillar members also will be the only ones available for me when I do live Q&A live streams. I have never done one yet. I plan on doing one. I don't know when, so please forgive me that this is not going to be something that's regular event, but I do want to anticipate doing one sometime in the next month or two. And it'll be basically a Q&A. I got to figure out the logistics of it so that I could do it and have the questions come in a way that I can answer these questions. I anticipate they might be like a 1-hour live stream for my Pillar members. And that way Pillar members can ask questions maybe in advance. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to answer those in advance. Or if I can get someone like my sister to be a moderator or somebody like that, I'll have to see that a moderator can actually get the live questions and then I can answer them there. The other one is I will be posting my buy and sell trades on a regular basis. I don't do that right now at all. I will, you've seen when I do sometimes my shorts, I will say, hey, I just rebalanced and I sold out my QDTE and I bought WPay. So I do that every once in a while, but by far, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not show you 90% of the trades that I make on a weekly basis. As a Pillar member, on your post, I anticipate it'll be done as a post. I will be posting maybe once a week to say, hey, here are the trades that I did for the week. I might do I might post it like an hour after I do the trade. I don't know if it's going to be a weekly summary or if it's going to be something I do as I actually do it on demand. I will see. All I'm telling you right now is I will be showing you all the trades that I make. And I hope that helps. And then you get all of this at $8.99 a month. And that includes all the patron perks plus that. Anyways, I know I'm long-winded as I always am. I want to thank everybody, first of all, for your interest in my channel. I just got 2 messages and I posted it recently this morning saying that I've now had 250,000 views and 50,000 hours of viewing time. Considering I'm only a 3.5-month-old channel, I'm very honored that I'm providing the content that is actually getting a lot of attention and that I'm providing value to you. I'm happy that I'm doing that. And I thank you all for actually being interested in me and for listening to my long-winded videos, which I am. Anyways, that's it. When I'm ready to release it, I will release it and you'll actually see it on my channel site. I think it shows up saying, do you want to be a member? I will also post a comment saying it's now been released and I will show this thing here. I'm hoping to do it in the next few days. Please leave comments. Tell me what you think, good and bad. I know I'm going to get all kinds of things like, oh my God, $8.99, that's crazy price and stuff like that. Or that sounds reasonable. Why aren't you doing this perk? Please tell me what you want because honestly, my perks and my whole entry into this membership thing is brand new to me. So please leave comments. Tell me what you think. It might help me change and fine tune the program. And that's it. So until next time, stay safe, stay investing, and I will see you in the PIIverse.